It'd be nice if you were back already. Love you, Papa Rock. What was I going to do? Oh. Hello, homesteading in Maryland. Oh, thank you. You are welcome in the chat. You want to let us know things? What kind of homestead do you have? Thank you. God bless you. No problem. So what do you do on your homestead? I know, Papa Rock, when we get a few more in here, we'll talk about it. I wonder who else is going to come. Well, I did say around 2 o'clock. I got 2 minutes yet before it's 2 o'clock. Enjoy your chores. I don't know if it's raining where you're at, but it's still a joy to have chores to do if you got animals in a garden or a garden. Shelly, my Shelly, you gonna come up with me? You know what, Papa Rock? Yes, Papa Rock, how are you? Hi, my Shelly. I put a link up there if you're coming up. Oh, poo. Darn it. By the way, Papa Rock, since when do you ignore an invite? Don't make me get my secret weapon out, Papa Rock. Now that was cute. That was cute. I wonder if we're getting anybody else in here, because I wouldn't exactly want more people coming in while we're in the middle of it and they don't know what's going on. It's nothing bad. Well, it sort of is. It's just something that happened this morning. I went for a COVID test, right?
How'd that come out?
I don't know. I don't have the results until Monday or Tuesday.
Oh, okay.
But I might have to take it over.
Why?
Because I might have to take it over because the person that took me was rather impatient with me. And they were impatient with the way the test was, instructed. It wasn't anything. It was a self.
Yeah, you do it yourself.
Right.
Yeah.
Anyway, are you supposed to put the Q-tip inside the tube?
Yeah.
You are?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to have to take it over because it was grabbed out of my hand and shoved into the bag.
Into the bag?
Into the bag.
It's supposed to be in a tube.
Yep, they didn't put it in the tube. They told me it won't fit. And they're going to have to just shove it in the bag because that's the only thing that they have.
When I had mine done, they had one Q-tip, and I'd swab one side of my nose with it, and I'd flip it over and do the other side, and then they'd break it in two.
Well, they only had the Q-tip on one side. They didn't have it on the other side.
Yeah.
So I could only do into the plastic bag that had all the instructions, the Q-tip and the test tube. I didn't get to see inside the test tube. I just got to see inside of the plastic bag after the person grabbed it out of my hand.
Yeah, they could have had somebody else's swab in there.
Yeah.
That they need reported.
I won't know what's going on until either they call me. They got my phone number. You know that.
Yeah.
They call me and tell me if I have to do it over again.
I'd tell them no.
No, I'll do it over again because if I don't, I am going to be kept secluded.
That's a crock of bull.
Anyway, I had said that was painful.
Well, yeah.
Well, I said when I complained about it, is what I was told. I had lied. It wasn't painful. It was a complaint. That's a sin. So,
hey, you should have asked them, let me do your nose. That's what you should have done.
They didn't have the COVID test.
They don't, but I mean, the ones that said, it wasn't painful.
Yeah.
They've never had it done. Then if they did, they didn't get it right.
Right. Oh, she said, the person told me, it's just a Q-tip. There's nothing that's painful about a Q-tip. Well, that's true, but this is not just a Q-tip that they use.
No, it's a brain tickler.
You sure it's just a brain tickler? And that's out the other side of your head?
Yeah, it might be. That's what happened to Michelle. Ain't it, Michelle?
Tell me about it, Shelley. I wish you could be up here on your phone. The person that took me to get the COVID.
That's right, Michelle. That's what that tube is for.
Right. Right. There was a tube in the bag.
Yeah. Pepper, now if that was me, I'd be calling the place that did it and ask to speak to the supervisor. And I would report that person.
Well, it wasn't the person that works there. It was the person who took me.
They're the ones that done your worker, right?
Just a friend.
Oh, okay. Okay.
They were the one. She didn't do the test. She just took it from me and stuck it in the thing. Oh, Shelley. I'm sorry. You going to try to hang in there with us for a while till you get to the picnic? I wonder who else has come in. Anybody here?
I didn't see anybody else.
Get a hold of Shaky and Lazy C.
I'll message Shaky.
Okay.
What is it? Pepper, they did a swab test on her today. And instead of putting the Q-tip in the container, they just put it in the plastic bag and put it back in.
Yeah, well, I was told I had sinned. Hey, God covered his face when he looked at Jesus with all the sin of the world. Do I think when I sin, God's going to look at me? He doesn't want to see me. So I lost my salvation. I don't think so.
He sees us every day, Pepper.
I know.
Every second. He sees us every second. You didn't lose salvation.
Oh, I know that.
Well.
But that's the way it was put.
Who put it that way?
No, I haven't been in Facebook yet. I need to go over there, don't I?
I messaged Glenn and April too.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
I had invited everybody that was in chat last night. I'm on my way over to Facebook, Shelley, while we're sitting here sort of looking at one another. Can you see this, Papa Rock?
Yes, ma'am.
I look cute, don't I?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm so purty.
Well, I love hearing them wind chimes.
Everybody does. Thank you.
Yeah. She got her whole house with nothing but wind chimes in it. Yeah. Is it hot there today, Pepper?
I don't know. I haven't been back outside since there you are. I confirmed you, Shelley. Poor Rob. Mary.
That's exactly right, Michelle. Exactly.
What'd she say?
She says, "Is there a senior rights activist in your area?"
I have no idea. I have been kept so secluded for a while.
Yeah, that gets to you after a while.
It does?
Yeah.
Really?
It did me.
Guess what? It did me too.
Yep.
Who's oh, Rob is laughing. Be careful, Rob.
Poor Rob.
Very, very be careful, Papa Rock. No, wrong way. You check this out. I gotcha.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I don't even know how to look up the. I got some kind of fuzz on me here, and I don't know where it came from. I'm just gonna put it on the floor since I gotta get the vacuum cleaner out.
There you go. Get that worker to get that vacuum cleaner.
I don't even know if she's going to come back.
Because that's all the time you call me.
Guess what I'm going to do?
What's that?
I'm going to commit another major sin.
We do every day, every way.
You see that?
Yes, ma'am.
You know what that is?
Same thing as that.
Yeah, but I got to roll mine. See?
I do too.
Oh, you do?
Oh, yeah.
Mine ain't got nothing in it yet.
Yeah. Michelle says she's going to look up and message you the senior rights number.
Thank you, Papa Rock.
You're welcome.
I'm glad you're up there because I can't see these things with that magnifier that I have.
Uh-huh.
And it is, oh man, it really, it messes with my screen and everything.
Yeah.
I'll be thinking I'm reading the whole thing, and then all of a sudden it moves someplace else.
What kind of screen you got, Pepper?
What do you mean? Oh,
Are you using a TV?
No, this is on my TV. I wouldn't be able to. I would be able to see it, but my TV doesn't show chat.
Okay. Let's see. What are you using? Google?
Yeah. Thank you for coming, homesteading in the heartland. God bless you. Have a wonderful evening, day, and enjoy your company.
Thank you, homesteading.
Yeah, I got one at Wayne's yesterday.
Yeah, I use my browser is Google. That's
okay.
the one I'll use.
On your browser, you should have a setting to where you can enlarge everything.
I done that and messed everything up.
How did you mess it up?
Guess what? Did you forget I'm the Pepper?
But I could sell you a Cash App to get you over that.
Huh?
I can still sell you that Cash App to get you over that.
Do what?
I can still sell you the Cash App so you can get over that.
Well, I don't have money to buy a Cash App.
I was going, no, you have, no. Your credit's good.
What's a Cash App?
Well, people put money in your bank account.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
They do that?
Oh, yeah. I didn't know you smoked, Pepper.
How come?
No, I mean, I didn't know you did.
Oh, well, I didn't keep the big secret. I mean, any other time, I usually go outside, but I got done eating about an hour ago, and my body says,
yeah,
oh, let's do something stupid.
Yep.
I'm so wonderful. By the way, Shelley, I saw your video about the teeth and the okay. What's that stuff you hold your teeth in with? The gunk?
Yeah, about the poop and the gook.
Yeah. That was cute.
Yeah.
That was cute. But yeah. I don't use the goop. I used to, but I couldn't keep my teeth in anyway. My bottom teeth, I put them in, and as soon as I let go, they come back
out. Yep.
You know, hello. And I tried to tell the dentist that, but he wouldn't fix it.
I haven't had my teeth in, and I bet you, what, 30 years? Probably 30 years.
Oh, I still wear the uppers.
Oh, I don't.
I do, because I can eat pretty good with them.
I can eat good without them.
I can't. I like my corn, and I need some kind of chompers to eat corn.
Yeah.
So a half mouth of teeth is better than none.
You better believe it.
But I don't use the goop, because I mean, if I can't keep my teeth in while I'm using it, that's no good to me.
Yeah.
Besides,
you use for your teeth, Paulette?
You have to order it off Amazon. You can't buy it in the store no more.
Really?
Yeah.
What's it called?
I don't know. I have to go get it and see.
She's going to get it to look at and see what brand that she uses. They quit selling it in the store. She said they have to get it off of Amazon now.
what the brand she uses?
Yeah, you used to get it in the store, and it's a common brand, but hers works real good.
Yeah, but I have to have something built up for the lowers.
For the lowers, yeah.
Yeah, because
need them relined.
Yeah, I don't have any dip. Where my cheeks meet my gums.
Yeah.
They don't go down and then up.
Yeah.
It just goes straight across to the top of my gums.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I mean, I need them made differently.
Yep.
Otherwise, I'll never be able to wear them.
No. Huh?
Oh, cushion grip. It's a thermal plaster.
Cushion grip is what it's called, Pepper.
It kind of makes like a new liner.
It relines your teeth.
Because I can't use that other stuff because I can't stand that slime and all that crap.
Yeah.
This is not slimy. It sets up, I don't know, it almost sets up like what they use to make impressions. Like that.
Oh, I like that.
It tells on the box how to use it.
Yeah, the box will tell you how to use it, Pepper.
You have to go on Amazon. You can't buy it in stores no more. Used to, you could.
Yeah, I'm still happy as a lark with just the uppers.
Yeah, yeah.
And more important,
I can't keep my teeth in.
I wish I could
You don't
use.
have to do this every day. You can do it like.
Yeah, yours lasts what, 3, 4, 5 days, doesn't it?
No, you can't get them back out for about 4 days.
You can't get them back out, your teeth back out for about 4 days.
Oh, I like that idea.
Just do it
Yeah.
once a month, but I do mine about every 3 months.
She does hers about every 3 months.
I like that idea. You can't get them out for about
Yeah.
4 days.
Oh, yeah.
I love to eat.
Yeah.
Has Shaky come in here yet, or has he answered you?
No, he ain't answered. I'll message him again, see what he's doing.
Maybe Glenn and April are out there with Red again. helping with the chicken.
With the chicken coop.
Yeah.
Okay, messenger.
You would be surprised of the long time homesteaders that do things like that. As a matter of fact, Keeping It Dutch went off grid, and he built kind of a coop with those gate panels or whatever you want to call them.
Yeah.
And he did a coop for his turkeys and his hens and 2 roosters. He's got a father and son team in the roosters. I'm kind of in the dark over here. I need to turn some light on it. I can see my kitchen light.
Yeah, I see it.
That's over my stove.
Okay.
But it's not enough light for the computer.
There you go.
Yeah, you can see me now.
Yeah.
You can hear me now. You can see me now.
Stevie received the message.
That's good. Did you tell him Grandma wants to know if he's coming up?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, this is good for me. I got half a cup of mud.
I got about 3/4 of a cup.
That's a little dangerous. A half a cup, I mean.
Yeah. Yeah, just a half a cup is.
Well, at least it's half full.
Yeah, yeah. It's not empty.
No.
It's halfway empty, but it's half full.
That's right. Half
That's
full
right.
is better than half empty.
That's right.
Wait till I get that last drop. You're going to see me go into the kitchen and put in another. Yes, sir. I keep my pot going. I got one of those.
Here's Shaky. He's here. He just got home, he said.
Oh, my grandson, my dear sweet grandson. I love you. You are so special.
Yes, he is. Is he in the basement?
No, he's not in the basement yet. I just threw it up.
Okay.
A new one, anyway.
See?
Yep. Hey, my grandson.
That's right.
I got a link up there for you, baby boy.
He's one of a kind.
Aren't we all?
Yeah.
I'd rather be one of a kind than one of a group.
Yeah, you got that right.
Because if we're in a group, nobody can tell us apart.
Nope.
Personally, I'm very individual.
Oh, you and me too.
when I do it with God's love, I don't mind shocking the entire world.
Here's Glenn and April.
Hey, Glenn and April, there's a link up for you. I got one sitting there waiting for you. Come up with me. I'm not going to tell you who it is.
What's up, Shake?
How you doing?
All right. I see you got my message.
Yeah, I just got home and just brought everything in the house. And then I heard something outside, so I walked out. It was a side-by-side. It was my neighbors from across the way here on the other side of the ridge. She's got cancer. It was her and her husband. We were talking for a while. And then I was inside. I got a new book, a composition book, to write down there all the prayer requests in for tomorrow. And I just got done, and my phone went ding or whatever, and that's why I saw your message. And I walked out here and jumped on.
Let's do a prayer list so that the end of chat we can have a prayer. Okay?
Huh?
She gonna smack you.
I got a prayer list for tomorrow, but if you got a prayer list for on here, we can do a prayer.
That's what I want to do.
But the prayer I got list for tomorrow is probably about an hour long.
Well, no, I mean, the one part of the prayer list, you can include your neighbor that has cancer.
And you.
Yeah, she's on the prayer list.
And you, Pepper.
Okay.
Yeah, Pepper, you're on my prayer list too for tomorrow.
And Papa Rock.
He's on my prayer list too.
Shelly, she's on the road with Rob.
Yep, her and Rob are on the prayer list.
Okay, I don't remember his name. He's the one that everybody's been praying for.
Andy.
Andy's
on the prayer list.
Okay. I think Freedom Homestead should be put on there. They had a storm in their area, and their house, kind of fell apart in a certain spot, and they're going to a battle to get it rebuilt.
And he's on his GoFundMe page is $1,440.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
he needs a lot more money.
Yes, he does.
Shaky, how do I do?
You're asking the wrong one.
Okay. Glenn, get up here.
Hey, check this out. I've lived up here for about 9 years now. And when you go from here to Martinsburg on Route 9, there's a graveyard and a church and a graveyard, and it's got this full-size statue of a World War I soldier. So I had my camera with me today. So I told Jackie, I said, pull in there. And she says, rain. And I said, I don't care. Pull in there. I'm going to get this picture while I'm over here. I want to get a picture of it. Well, I got reading it. The guy's name was Weber, Mr. Weber. He was 29 years old, died in France in battle. And I'll share some of these pictures with you when I get them. When I go live again. But it's a beautiful, I mean, that thing, it's a base, and then it's a full-size man statue. So you're looking at 6 foot, maybe 12 foot tall altogether. It's huge.
Wow.
It is huge. And his father was military also, had his father's name on there. Really, really cool.
And that was that right at the entrance of the cemetery?
No, the road goes by the cemetery, and it's like 3 or 4 rows over. I mean, you see it coming and going either way, but I mean, it stands out. But it's probably, and I've always looked at it. Yeah. I was like, man, that's a pretty cool headstone. But I didn't know the guy had died in France in battle at the age of 29 until I read the tombstone. I mean, he was born like 1889 and died in 1918 or something.
Wow.
It was really neat to see. And I thanked him for his service and his sacrifice. But man.
Yeah, I like walking through the cemetery, reading some of the stones. I mean, there are some old tombstones.
Oh, yeah. Up here in the mountains, there's some cemeteries tucked up in these little farm areas that you would never even know were there.
Yeah.
I came across one going to a fishing pond one time, and all the headstones were like 1800s and stuff in it.
Yep.
It was wild.
Yeah, the West is full of small country cemeteries next to a country church that's still operating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got a cemetery a couple yards over from me. He was a general, and he fought in the Civil War. And they got, a section of the yard, and they got graves in the yard. It's all the Civil War people and his family.
You know what's crazy about cemeteries? There's a lot of people dying to get into them.
Yep.
Yeah. Daily.
I'm not dying to get into one.
I am.
You're going to die when you get it. Now, what's the difference between a cemetery and a graveyard?
I have no idea.
A graveyard is hooked to a church. A cemetery isn't.
Really?
If it's a church there and it's got the graveyard, that's a graveyard next to it. That's a graveyard. It's not a cemetery. A cemetery is actually a place where people are buried, but there's no church there. There's
no church affiliation.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
exactly.
Okay.
Yep, that's the difference.
Wow.
No, I'm not dying to get into no graveyard or cemetery. If I go before the Lord has that day of what Armageddon?
Yeah.
Rapture.
Yeah, the rapture. If I go home before the rapture, honey, they need to make sure they cremate my body.
You can't see this, but that way. No. It's actually that way, but anyway, my land goes down this mountain to the bottom, and there's a stream, and I'm to be cremated. And my ashes put down next to that stream under a great big boulder.
There you go.
I'm not going in a graveyard or a cemetery or anything of the sort. I'm going to be cremated and put down in the middle of the woods and just peaceful and love,
Bigfoot
eternity.
Bigfoot style.
Bigfoot could sit on top of me and play with the rocks. I don't care.
He can get his revenge then.
Yeah.
No revenge to it. He's just a toy.
That's it. He's just another human being.
He's something. Don't know what, but he's something.
Yep.
I know one thing. He's real. I can tell you that.
If I go right now, I'm content, Hey, Glenn.
Where's that
old man? What?
In the kitchen.
Well,
what
you
is
got
up with your
kitchen
family
all the time?
What is up with your family? Every time somebody in your family comes on, they eating.
Yeah.
They all got tapeworms down in North Carolina.
Hey, we hard workers. I've been out working all day and ain't had nothing to eat yet.
Oh, that's right. You don't know how to cook.
No, I
Long John's. Long
John's.
I hear you.
Hey, now Glenn's going to tell April, let's go.
I had me some battered fish.
I started to say, if I'm going to go get fish, I'm going to go get the real thing.
Yeah.
Hey, Glenn, I got this sampler thing. I took 2 bites out of this for life before I realized it wasn't fish. It was chicken. I'm sitting here putting tartar sauce on it, eating. I was like, why is this just chicken? This fish tastes funny. Then I got looking at it. I said, this ain't even fish. It's damn chicken.
That's a pretty good reason, Shaky.
Hey, Shaky, too many. Too many.
Oh,
that's no such thing, Papa Rock.
Yeah.
No such thing, Dad. That's like saying too much fun. There's no such thing as too much fun.
Definitely no such thing. Okay, Glenn.
Yeah.
How do because I don't know how to do it. Now, Gail tried to help me do that once, and I only got one moderator, and she's not here. How do I make a moderator?
You can't do it on StreamYard.
You got to do it on Facebook or on YouTube.
On regular YouTube.
Okay, so I got to get a YouTube page up, right?
Yeah, go to your live on YouTube. Pull your YouTube tab up and go to your live on YouTube, and then where somebody left a comment, There's those 3 little dots. You hit those dots at the bottom. I believe it says make moderator.
Yeah.
I'm sorry if I cut somebody off with that.
Oh, you done a good job, Jake.
No.
You probably done a better job than I did because I couldn't remember which one it was down there, the 3 dots. I just gonna say click on the 3 dots and look at them, see if you see one that says moderator.
Glenn tickles me when he does his vaping. He lets a stream come out both sides of his nose. It puts me in mind of a bull when we was kids on the cartoons, a bull.
Oh, man. I'll be right back.
Yeah, there you go.
357777104. Message is your order from battery hookup has been shipped. FedEx tracking number 186,716,006,842.
Okay.
You got your YouTube channel up?
I got my YouTube channel up. Now I need y'all to do, because where it came up at, oh, wait a minute, I can get shaky. I can get you too, Lazy Acres.
All righty.
But I can't get, I don't think I can. Let me see if I can get Papa Rock in a minute. I can't hardly see, and this stupid magnifier making it hard. Oh, here I go.
Now I'm going to be like Glenn.
Oh, you didn't do it right, Shaky.
I didn't?
Now you're supposed to go,
That didn't work.
He ain't been playing Bull in the Woods lately, has he, Papa?
No. Ain't had too many battles.
Oh, Pepper, how was your test?
Well,
You don't want to know, Glenn.
Yeah, be my guest.
They give you the answer yet?
Huh?
They give you the answer already?
No, I won't get it till Monday.
And you
Shove
probably
that
have to
thing
take
on,
it
stick
over
up your
again.
nose.
Yeah, you probably have to take it over again.
What'd they do? Swab a booger?
Well, when they swabbed her, they put the swab in the paper bag or the plastic bag instead of in the tube.
I took the swab. I because it was one of those you do yourself.
Yeah.
And but when it comes to putting it in the right spot, well, when I was done taking the swab, it was ripped out of my hand.
That's got to be honey.
It wasn't ripped out of my hand by the pharmacy. They're not allowed to touch the packages once they hand them to you to get the test. Somebody else handles those packages.
Look, I can do that too.
Hey, Papa, Papa, do you have a do you have a wrench?
I got a pair of pliers.
Let's see.
Say something in chat, even if it's just the word something.
Something in chat.
Yep, yeah, I got it.
Okay.
Shaky.
Yes, sir.
Your turn.
I can do something you ain't gonna be able to do.
What's that?
You see?
Well, you got one of those, what they call them things? IOD, what they call them things that you can do that you drip it in?
A dripper?
Well, my son had one of those. Yeah, my son had one of those, but I didn't.
No, this is my regular tank.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Shaky.
But
You say something
Something.
and type it in chat there, Hart.
But this is what I was talking about, Shaky.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I got it in the house.
The vape,
Uh-huh.
the CBD
Uh-huh.
that goes in your regular one.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah, I got some in the house. I don't know if I got any left, but I can go look.
It's
I did have some.
Supposed to make you relax.
Yeah. A lot of times I just put it underneath my tongue. It's you can vape it or just put it on your. You can do
Well,
both.
now, I
Either
got
or.
this to go under my tongue.
Wait a minute. Let me go do what Pepper asked me to do.
All
Yeah, I
right.
was gonna say she's about to whoop you.
I know.
I want you to do it too, Glenn.
I can't.
Why not?
I don't have a place to type in when I'm in anybody else's video or live stream.
You go back
You
to
on
your
a phone?
YouTube.
Oh,
well,
wait a
I
minute.
can
I'm
do it
on the
the
wrong
phone.
channel. You know what? I gotta go out and come back. No, I don't. That's all right. It's not a big deal. I just realized I'm logged in on the wrong thing.
Yep,
There
you
you
got
go.
it.
Yeah. I can stay in this. Let me change it. Let me change this. Hold on.
Yeah,
Switch
just log in
account.
both.
Oh yeah, here we go. Switch it. Let me hit this. There we go. And yeah, I'm good. So then I can type in.
I do, Pepper.
There's the other channel. That's the channel I should be on. Sorry about that.
You got it, Glenn.
I got it.
Yeah.
But see, even on mine in here, it don't show up who's moderators or
You
nothing.
took your wrench away. Shaky.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't. It's under Stevie P Ministry. Look above it. I just switched my
Oh.
accounts.
Okay.
I was still logged in from when I did the verse reading this morning under my
right.
Stevie P Ministry.
So now you can get the other one. That way you have him twice.
Yeah, that way it doesn't matter what I'm signed in under.
That.
So then I go back there and say something again.
Yeah, I dare you to say something again.
Oh.
Something again. There you go.
That's the words of the true leader.
Have you got enough? Yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah.
There you go.
One, whatever
Hi,
you got.
April.
Hey, how are y'all?
We all fine. How you?
I'm fine. I'm bacon.
Oh, I don't know what happened after midnight last night, but that little short I put out the other day, bacon.
Yeah.
Oh, that video? Yeah.
Yeah, that little short video of the
Yeah.
pig.
They get a lot of seeing a lot.
It's done went over 300 today.
Wow. Yeah, my one about my
Yay.
rooster went over 400.
Hey, you really don't understand. A lot of people don't understand, but them bacon seeds, them goat seeds, them alpaca seeds, all them
Rooster
animals,
seeds.
their babies are important.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I'm going to have to put a video up me chasing a fly or something.
Now you need to do that because I think that would be interesting.
That or him trying to run away from the bee.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be funny.
No, it wouldn't.
Why, Papa, you think you like me and can't run fast enough or far enough to get away?
Oh, ain't no way. Not no more. I can't. No.
I can't no more. I was out there mowing and some big stuff a while ago, and grasshoppers or something hit me, and I was like, oh, God.
Hey, getting one of those 2x4s, I bet you could give them a good run for their money. Or is it a 4x4?
I was
Well,
out
I'd
in the
have to
hills.
use 2x4 anymore. I ain't stout enough to hold the 4x4s up no more.
I was out in the hills ginseing. I was coming down the hill, run across the yellow jacket's nest. I didn't know it until they hit me. And when they hit me, I tell you what, I started running down the hill. And the lady that was in the hills with me, She run the other way. She went back
You can
down to
run?
the house. Yeah, back then I could, yeah. And then by the time I got back to the house, I bet you I had over 100 yellow jacket stings in my head and my face.
Ow.
Oh, I was hurting.
I'm gonna tell y'all something. And y'all think about it. Now, you may not know who I'm talking about, but I'm going to tell you something. I want you to research it, okay? There is a band called Tenacious D. Tenacious D is two people, Kyle Gass and Jack Black. Jack Black is an actor. He's been in a lot of stuff. I don't know if you're familiar with Jack Black.
Good. Oh, yeah.
Okay. You take Kyle Gass and take Jack Black and look at them right now. Imagine them two being brothers. That's their father right there. Look at him. He would be their father perfectly. He looks like a cross between both of them, and they could be his sons. I swear.
The only way to find that out is if they have a cash app.
Glenn, I got a question for you,
difference.
And I'm glad you're on here. The two youngins that were in the bus accident was a boy and a girl, right?
Yeah.
And they were your great niece and nephew. Okay, I got my prayer list for tomorrow, and I just want to make sure that I have everything in the right order.
Put them on the prayer list for today.
I can do a generic prayer, but I got a prayer list in the house that's 2 pages long.
How's the girl doing, Glenn?
I'm making up the prayer list. Just put down what I asked for.
I don't have anything to write with.
Virginia pen.
Here, give me here.
You got it?
Yeah, I got it. Turned into a pencil.
That puts me in mind of that day you and Glenn with the what was it?
No, it was me and Tony. He was eating the Pringles.
Pringles, that's what it was. Yeah,
handing me Pringles through the
that
screen.
looks. I tell you what, that looks so real.
Yeah,
it did.
I bet you a lot of people scratched their head on that.
Yeah, I guarantee it.
I bet they're scratching their head about the pen into a pencil, and you have it.
I tell you a good one to do on there, Shaky. You need to have your bottle of water hooked up over you where you can pour it down and let Papa start pouring one above you. You sat there with your mouth open.
Yeah, there you go. That worked.
That'd be a good
idea.
one. Yeah. Uh-huh.
I might have to do that. I got a bunch of bottled water. Uh-oh, Glenn, get ready to get wet.
Oh, no, you went in the wrong one now, Papa.
I'm letting you get wet for suggesting it.
I think you need to put yourself down here under Papa.
Hey, Grandma, are you getting worried?
About what?
Christmas coming? Grandma got run over by a reindeer.
I know. Hey, did you see the video that I put on my channel? It's called Turning Purple in Walmart.
Oh, geez.
Oh, I can imagine.
I
can imagine.
I've been behind on my watching videos.
Me too.
You
I was at Walmart today.
You need to go and watch that one. It's not very long.
All righty.
Can you imagine all of us together in our families?
No.
Get together.
I know
where
this is headed. No, and neither can Walmart. I don't think Walmart could handle it.
No, Walmart could not handle us. But we would sure have fun.
Oh yeah, yeah. I think we would be banned from every Walmart.
I think we'd be arrested.
Yeah.
No, we do it here. They weren't here at the Walmart here.
Really?
Nah. They'd probably be back there joining us.
More than likely. More than likely.
Now you're in Mississippi, right, Pepper?
No, I'm in Texas.
Texas, that's right. You're the
Lone Star
Longhorn
State.
I got to mute. Somebody's calling me.
All right.
Probably a scammer.
Scrammer.
Oh.
Yeah, when I got on here, she's all been out of shape.
She's still muted. I guess she's still on the phone though.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I was out there mowing. I come around into the house, and April stuck her head out the door hollering. So
Yeah.
So what's new?
well, she's hollering for me to come in here. Y'all was live.
Oh, I can say she's hollering at you. I thought something would change. I didn't know.
She's
No.
saying that she's saying she lost her salvation. And I mean, she was almost crying when I got on here. She was asking for Shaky and you, Glenn.
Yeah, I just got home, so I'm glad you sent me the message.
Yeah. Well, April got that, and she come running out the door hollering at me, telling me that it was live.
Take a break. Take a break. So what happened?
Oh, it's about that test.
Oh.
And she said that's part of it. She ain't never said nothing else about anything else. I'm going to ask her when she gets back.
That test ain't nothing to lose your salvation over.
No, no. They ain't accurate anyways.
No. And with them wanting to force that vaccination on everybody, I'd be scared of it anyway.
Yep, yep.
Of the test.
Yeah, because they're going to come back positive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But she's, talking about her being, quarantined in her house.
I took the vaccine for my own personal reasons. Just like whoever gets it has to do it for their own personal reasons.
Exactly.
And I have no issue. If you want to get it, get it. If you don't, don't. But don't.
Exactly.
But when the government tells you have to get it, that's where I have a problem.
Yep, you and me both.
The government has, the government now is trying to take over your credit ratings and be in charge of your credit score because it's racist.
Yep, yep.
Not paying your bills is racist now.
That's socialism.
That what that is them being involved in your personal life, and that's your personal business.
Exactly.
I don't get it. I don't get it.
Well, Jakey, you got to think about it. If you'd run in the country and you's having to choose which one has to go first and which ones can last or stay longer, which ones you gonna get rid of? Those ones that's working, trying to pay their bills and everything, or the ones that ain't?
No, I know what they want to do. They want to thin it out, and the first ones to go are the ones that are being a burden to them, is the ones they're paying for.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about now?
Our government, I guess, in a way.
All right, hey, Pepper.
Our so-called leaders.
Yes, Pepper Rock.
Can you continue with that salvation deal?
Oh. Okay. Well, all it was when she got on me, when the person got on me, I didn't exactly enjoy it, but I sat there like Christ would, nice and silent, not even fuming. I'm just thinking, God, it's your turn.
Well, who got on you for what?
A person took me to get the COVID test.
Is this the same person that takes you to Walmart?
Uh-huh.
Oh, jeez. You know what? You need to just backhand the shit out of that person and be done with them.
That's why today I was sitting there. It's your turn, God. Don't let me do it. No. Because that seriously hurt the person.
I tell you what, if it wasn't for the fact of the laws, I'd let Rusty use him for a chew toy.
Yeah, yeah.
Did who finally show up, Brampton? Brampton Gardner. Can you see him?
Uh-huh. Did she finally show up? Who?
I can't see that print he's using.
That's all I think I read.
Oh.
Your support helper.
Oh, you talking about the one who's supposed to help me at home?
I guess that's what they said. Your support helper.
Yeah.
Let me see now. She showed up Tuesday, Wednesday, part of Thursday. She claims she showed up here, but nobody answered the door. She pounded on the door. Now I'm standing right here. I would have heard somebody, but yeah, she showed up for a little bit.
Yeah, you need to request a different worker.
Yep.
Oh, you talking about the one that I had up until last September? No, she didn't even show up to beg me to call the new agency. What's he saying? I can't read that.
Does she have the right address?
For me?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. She worked for me for almost 4 years.
Yeah, she's got the right address then.
Yeah.
I've been here 10 years. Yay. The first year I moved here, we had one of the worst droughts this state has ever seen. Fires going off everywhere in Texas.
So I quit coming down there, I think, in 2009. So that would have been after me.
Yeah, it was 2011.
Yep.
That's the year my husband passed away.
Yeah, you need to see them workers get paid to take you places. They get paid mileage. Oh yeah. I had one. I know.
Not the ones down here.
I started to say, Papa, I think it's according to the outfit that they're working for. I think some do and some don't.
I'd be checking in on one that does.
Yeah.
Well, you know, the problem with, at the moment, for a while, is availability of people willing to go to what spots.
Yeah.
People aren't going to travel more than a few minutes away from their house right now. So if I didn't have one that was willing, I'm stuck like Chuck. I'm just plain old stuck like Chuck.
You're going to have to move up here in between me and Shaky so we can take you when you need to go.
Or up here.
Well, somebody's going to have to come down, help me move, and help me find a place to stay that I can afford.
I know.
Hey, guess how much my land taxes are this year?
What?
$4.
Oh, that's cool. You got a homestead. That's why.
And I'm being on Social Security. If you're on Social Security, it's only 1% of what your land value is. We pay $4 this year
Really?
from here out.
I need to move my land up there.
Yeah, you and me both.
Amen. And my taxes before that on my house in the 5 acres was $200 a year.
Ours is $800 and some dollars.
Yep, $200 a year is what I pay here on this mountain. $200 for 5 acres. So after now, I've got 10 acres, but it's 2 separate lots, so I can only do it on the one lot. So I did it with the one with the houses on, because the houses, that lot's more valuable than just a regular lot. So, so my next year, for this year, my taxes due this year will be $204 for 10 acres in the house.
Mine's $1,200.
Can somebody please read to me what some of them said?
I took 2 tween girls to the mall today. I'm exhausted. Ha ha ha. Yeah, I bet you are.
What about a little further up?
Hey, Moonsprout says, hey, y'all.
Hey, Moon.
Howdy, Moon.
And that's the only thing I've seen up to the last comment you read.
Yeah.
Y'all need to type in the big letters so Pepper can see it easier. I know a lot of people hollers not to do it. It is spamming and shouting and stuff, but I tell people in my live streams to go ahead and type it in big letters.
It shows respect.
Yep, it's easier for us older people to read.
That's right.
Now, some of us are so ancient, we got to have it in deep, dark letters.
Yep.
Well, let me see here.
Uh-oh,
I'm
here we
supposed to
go.
wear these 24/7, and I don't. But I mean, so. But I could read a lot better now.
Well, how's this? Bad thing, I put these on and I can't see his chat.
I can't neither.
Yep, like in all caps, exactly, right there, perfect.
There you go.
Thank you, Brampton.
Yes.
Thank you.
Oh my God, ours is like 5K or something stupid for a townhouse. Oh my goodness.
Well, we got 18 acres here and 2 houses on it. But
Can I have one of the houses and an acre?
well, Daddy lives in one house and I live in nothing.
Okay.
You can stay out in the barn, though.
Wait a minute now, Glenn. Is Daddy by himself in that house?
Do what now?
Is Daddy by himself in that house?
No, my sister and her husband stays over there with him now.
Oh, never mind. I was trying to hook Pepper up.
Yeah. I look at her.
Uh-huh.
Sorry, Granny. I was trying to hook a granny up.
No, thank you, grandson.
I don't know how to do that. Walk in over and say, "Hey, Dad. Hey, Granny."
It kind of be like
Yeah.
the
I
Clampets.
enjoy that.
Yeah, there you go, the Clampets.
It'd be kind of like the Clampets.
I'd have to change my YouTube channel, huh?
Yeah.
No.
All in the family.
It can't be all in the family. Wasn't Archie a little bit?
Archie and Edith.
Yeah, but wasn't Archie way stranger than us? Almost normal?
He was just racist.
Archie and Edith were total. They were total.
But it was a
opposites.
funny thing. You know, that's when everything was funny and not so serious and a bunch of bull crap.
Well, you know, when he left that and went to Heat in the Night, look how
I
much,
like that show.
Oh yeah, yeah.
look how much different he acted there.
Oh man, I enjoyed that.
His
show.
son was on that show with him before his son committed suicide.
Yeah,
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
he
didn't know
was
that.
a deputy in that. He was a deputy on that show.
yeah, he
I'll
did an overdose.
Yep, he sure did. He died.
Yeah, I heard he was angry because his career didn't take off as good as he thought it should.
Yeah.
And that's the reason he
Well,
done it.
you know what? If I'm an actor, well, I am an actor, but if my father was an actor, I can't expect my career to be as good as my father's. I have to work hard for my career.
That's
You
right.
know what I mean? And me being an actor and making movies, my son, you know, if he wanted to be an actor, he's got to do it on his own. He can't ride my coattail. And that's how I feel about it. He's got
That's
to
the
do
way
his
to do
own
it.
and be his own. It's not it's not about riding coattails. It's hard work.
I'll be right back, y'all.
All right. Carol O'Connor's son rode into the program on his daddy's coattails.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And there's a lot of actors out there that have. I mean, if you look at the Sheens, you know,
Look at
Martin
Michael
Sheen,
Douglas.
Charlie Sheen. Look at the Douglases, right? Michael Douglas, Kirk
Michael
Douglas.
rode in to his first film on his daddy's coattails, but after that, he did the rest on his own.
Yeah.
I mean,
But
he was good in streets of San Francisco.
And if you look at the Sheens, look at Emilio Estevez. He's a Sheen, but he kept his name a different name because he wanted to do it on his own.
Exactly.
He didn't want the persona of the family name. He wanted to be his own.
And he sure did it too.
Well, I'm gonna jump.
I loved
off
him in
here.
Young Guns.
I got things
Yeah.
I got to take care of. So
And you're going to desert your sister?
yes, ma'am. I got to take care of some things, but I'm thinking about going live tonight.
Well, let
I
me
won't-
know, Papa.
I won't be live until tomorrow morning at 9:30 on Stevie P Ministry, and that's when I'm doing the live prayer request.
At 9:30.
Yes, but while you're here, let's say a prayer.
There you
Let's,
go.
I'm not going to be able to remember everybody, but I'm going to say a prayer before you get off here. Heavenly Father, we come to you and we pray. Pray for Papa Rock, Father. We pray that you give him his lungs clearness and so he may take deep breaths and take in this beautiful air that you have made for us. Father, look over Glenn and April. And Father, we know, back pain is no joke because I deal with it myself. So, Father, and the headaches that April is having, please Give them strength that they can get up every day and get their chores done without being in misery. And and that little niece and nephew that were in the bus accident, Father, please look over them that they may continue to heal and to grow stronger every day and get through this awful thing. Father, please look over Pepper and the issues she's dealing with in her life and the people that treat her mean, Father. Father, we know vengeance is yours because that's what you tell us. And Father, we just ask that you do what you need to do and to grant her peace. And for everybody else, Father, we pray for everybody that is here, that watches, and all of our friends and family. We know you know that what they're going through, their illnesses, their personal issues, and everything involved. Father, we only pray that you can look over them and give them the strength and the ability to conquer whatever is ailing them or their issues are. Through your beautiful Son, Yeshua, we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Okay. Amen.
Thank you, Jakey.
I love you, sis.
Thank you, son.
No problem, Dad.
All right, I'll catch y'all later on this evening.
All righty.
Let me know before you go.
You done too late. He done
Yeah,
got
I
him.
see that. Let me know before you go live, so I'll make sure I'm out here. We're getting ready to get a storm or rain.
We're supposed to get rain here, but the sun's shining so bright, it looks like zero possibility.
Clouding up now.
All right.
I know it's shining bright here, and it is hot.
Yeah, it's here too.
Okay,
Matter of
Preston.
Matter of fact, I'm not going to be out here much longer. I got to go inside where it's air conditioned. I'm sweating to death out here right now.
I'm getting ready to go back out probably after we get off of here and get back to
Cool.
work.
Well, you know, I appreciate everybody that showed up in chat, everybody that came up on the panel with me.
I hope you're feeling better.
Yes, that's
And-
what I started to say. I hope it helped out and made you feel better.
It did. It did. And I love it when you all come up on the panel, even if it's just one, because there's somebody there who can read the chat, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Because
Laughter's the best medicine.
it sure is.
And look at this face. You tell me you can't laugh by looking at this face.
Well, you're going to do one of two things, Shaky. Laugh or cry.
Scare the hell out of somebody.
No, laugh or ah!
Well, scream, cry, about the same thing.
We love you. Thank you. You're special.
Oh, I'm special, all right. There's no doubt in my mind.
Yeah, he's a
Well, that's
special case.
wonderful.
If you weren't my brother, I couldn't say all this to you.
Y'all are
Shaky.
just like me.
I hope not.
We are.
I hope you're not this bad.
When you first met me, was I not quite the character?
Oh, no, you still are. There's no was. You still are.
No, I'm a bigger, quite the character.
Yeah, we all kind of let YouTube grow us in being able to open up and let things out, I believe.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shaky, I bet you 40 years ago she was a wildcat.
Mm.
Actually, I was a purring kitten.
Yeah, well,
40 years ago, I was a 9-year-old kid.
I was a purring kitten. I was only 31 years old, but I was still purring kitten. I'm growing into a mama tiger now.
well, 40 years ago, I was fixing to leave my teens.
If she said she was becoming a cougar, I was going to drop it right here. I was going to be no good. I was just going to.
She said that she still had a couple of years before she had to do that.
Hey, baby boy, I got my cougar moments. Trust me. I got my cougar moments when I ain't with little tigers or my little lion cubs, you know.
Oh,
When I'll tell you what, I can hardly wait till I cross that bridge. You know
Which
what?
one?
You know what I'm going to be around, don't you?
What's that?
Well, after I go see Jesus and the Father, you know what I'm going to be able to stick around.
Bunch of angels.
Well, the angels will be there, but I'll have more fun than the angels. What do you think will be there?
No telling.
What do people say are not in heaven?
Are not in heaven?
Yeah.
Devils? I don't know.
No, devils aren't in there now.
I don't know.
The mean people.
No. God.
Animals?
That's it.
Animals?
God made.
They're animals in heaven. I don't care what anybody says. I think there's certain animals that do go to heaven. I think our dogs and cats and I think our fur babies, I do think that they do cross over into something else.
I'd have to say that I feel like it'd probably be more animals get to go to heaven than they are humans.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they don't know and they live by instinct and not by sin. They live by their
Does the Bible not
creation.
say that God has his eye on the sparrow? He takes care of them.
Yeah.
He feeds them. He makes sure they have a home. You know, this world, so we got predators out there. That just takes the kids closer to, closer to them. You know, the feathered kids, the fur kids, even the reptile kids. I do not want to run into a snake.
Saw one today in the road, big one.
Oh, what kind?
Big one. It was. I think it was a racer, but it was a black racer or a black rat. But I think it was a black racer. It was a big one. It was probably about 6 foot long.
Up in Michigan, blue racers. They're poisonous.
Huh.
I should know. I played with them. Graham used to get upset. She'd see me with one of them in my hand. And she'd say, "Child, get that in the creek. Don't bring it over here."
When I was a kid, there was an old man. He told me when he told me a trick that he did when him and his brother were kids, and I never did. You're not gonna believe this, but I'm gonna tell you, it's really funny. They would catch a black snake, and they would get the black. They take a handkerchief. Back then, everybody carried handkerchiefs. He would get the snake to bite the handkerchief, and then rip the handkerchief out, and they would pull the snake's teeth out. So then they play with the snake all day, and they couldn't bite them.
Yeah.
And then teeth would grow back. You know, the snake's teeth would grow back in a couple of days once they let it go.
Yeah.
So it could survive again. But sure enough, they would let it bite a handkerchief and rip it out, and then they play with the snake all day. And if it bit them, it didn't hurt them because it wasn't their teeth.
Right.
Crazy people, man.
No doubt.
Hey, we did that when we were younger. You probably did too. Ran with the group that did it, you know. And I had fun.
I never played with no snakes. I've been
in a tobacco field, and I knew this old farmer. He was my cousin's grandfather. You know, because we, all distant relatives. Anyway, I see an old man Marshall reach down, grab a snake by the tail, and whip it like a bullwhip. Whack! And if its head didn't fly off, it was dead anyway. It would snap its neck. It would kill it. Hey. I have actually seen him do that more than once with a snake. Sometimes the head would come off, sometimes it wouldn't, but blood would come out of its mouth. It would just kill the snake instant. Just crack it like a bullwhip.
One of my neighbors I went to school with was telling us about he went over there to his grandpa was spending the night. Said he was laying there in the bed and felt something. Said he come up out of the bed with about an 8-foot black snake, screaming and hollering and throwing it. Said his grandpa told him, said, "You better let go of my pet." Said, "That's my pet." Said, "You let that thing back down there."
No, sir.
They said that old man kept that snake in the house all the time.
But he never had no mice problem either, did he?
They did. Was no mice in that old man's house, mice, rats, or nothing.
But it wasn't poisonous.
No, it's a big black snake.
Yeah. Them old rat snakes, they're not even aggressive. I mean, it's very, very, the racers, the black racers are aggressive ones, but the rat snakes, they're not really aggressive. And, people use them for pets. I mean, they left them in they left them in the sheds because it kept the mice away. Exactly. They didn't care. They'd rather have that snake than the mice chewing everything up.
Well, there are some snakes you can even keep in the coop with your chickens. They don't want the chickens. They get them rats, or they'll even get a possum.
Well, now black snake, I don't think they really too bad about hurting the chickens, but now
No.
they'll swallow an egg in a heartbeat.
Now, did you know possums are immune to poisonous snake bites?
Yeah.
Yeah, possum can get bit by a copperhead, by a rattlesnake. They're immune to them.
Well, you know, most dogs are.
They're not immune to their tummies.
No. No.
Yeah. By the way, that person you asked me about, was it the one, with Walmart?
Uh-huh.
She's got a problem with the black snake, or she thought she did. She had found it in the nesting box in her coop. And it scared her. And so then she learned that she saw it go after a rat. And she kind of settled down a little bit.
If you got a problem with a rat snake or whatever in your chicken coop, put golf balls in there. The daggone snake will eat the golf balls, and once he can't realize he can't, a snake. Now let me tell you, a black snake or rat snake is a constrictor, and to a point. What they do is they swallow the eggs whole, they wrap around a pole, crush the eggs inside of them, and then spit the shells back up. And whatever, the egg and the yolk stays in its belly, but they spit the shells back up.
Yeah,
so
but
the golf balls will be very discomforting to them, and then they'll just throw them back up later on, but they'll stop them from eating your eggs.
Yeah, well, this one doesn't eat her eggs. It doesn't go after her chickens. I said, no, it's not going to go after your chickens. I said, and if it eats an egg, every now and then, like once a week.
So what?
That's what I told her. So what? It's getting your rats.
Exactly.
Keeping your rats from going into the chicken feed.
I gladly sacrifice a couple eggs over a rat. I went out last night shooting rats. And I didn't know this until last night. The darn things are in the trees like squirrels.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I heard something look up there. I was killed by 3 of them last night. I got that pellet gun.
In Alabama, they got rats this big. They call them muskrats.
Oh, yeah. No, down there that's neutrals. They got neutrals. We used to trap muskrats in Southern Maryland in the marshes, but down in Louisiana and down south, they got those neutrals down there, and there's a $5 bounty on them. Each one of them that you bring a tail in from, it's $5. This
was just in the rafters of the house when I was visiting my ex-husband's family, and anyway, they weren't bad. They weren't that bad. But they were, they didn't want them in the house, but really there wasn't any choice in it. But they never came after the people. They sure did like going after things like snakes.
Wow.
They didn't go after the black snakes.
I gotta get off here. We're getting ready to get. I can hear the thunder in the distance, and we got a storm coming. I don't want to be on here with the storm coming.
No.
Yeah, I know where.
So. I'm going to jump. Grandma, I hope you're feeling better. I hope you're doing better. It's always good to come on and get you laughing. And at least I can do that for somebody.
Well, I appreciate it. You're my grandson.
And Glenn, it's always good to see you, brother.
You too, buddy.
I just hope I don't have to go back to retake the COVID test.
I hope not, too.
But...
So if I don't see y'all tonight on Papa's Rocks Live, I will see you tomorrow morning on Stevie P Ministry. If you make it, 9:30. Yeah.
Okay.
Our reminder, rather.
Okay. All right. I'll see y'all later. I love y'all.
We love you too.
All right. See ya.
Okay. Now where's April?
I don't know. She ain't in the kitchen no more, so I can't tell you.
I bet she's laying down.
She may have. I don't know.
Well, when I came on here, I wasn't going to do any complaining. I hope it didn't sound like complaining. It was just something I was told. I sinned. God doesn't want to see me because I sinned, And then when I got home, she said, I disappointed her because all I did was complain all the way home. I wasn't the one talking. but that's okay.
It's funny how some people can sit and talk about all this stuff and hear things that ain't even said, ain't it?
Yeah. What's sad is some people that sit here, there's other people who know them and, can go back, and then they kind of get upset that anything was said about them. And I didn't name names, but of course, that person is going to be the only one who knows, So anyway, like I said, I prayed on the way home. Like she said, all I did was complain. Okay, if all I did was complain, then that's the way God looked at it. I don't think so.
Yep.
Because all I said was, it's your turn, Father. Don't let me do it because I think mincemeat. That's not complaining.
No.
That's stating a fact.
Yep.
But I don't want to lose my Christianity. I love God. I love Jesus. I mean, why did my heart melt? And one sure wasn't because I seen that what I had done to Jesus, because he was not anything. I mean, he was horrible to look at after they did what they did to him. I mean, people think when he came out of that grave, he was handsome as could be. But let's see, you take all those whales from the Cat of Nine Tails that he took, all the humongous beatings that he took, and the nail on the cross, his face was unrecognizable before they hung him on the cross. When he came out of that tomb, he didn't look like nothing had ever happened to him. He allowed himself to look like that, so that at that time, because people were so negative to the Word of God and to God, he allowed himself. They all knew he had, hung on that cross and breathed his last, but they didn't all know he would come back.
Yeah.
And he came back in some glory. He looked like he did after what they did to him, and he looked like he did, and that was the beauty of him. He still loved us, even though the humans at that time, and we're just as responsible. We may not have stood there and said, crucify him like those in that time did. But I'm kind of wondering, thinking, would we have? Some of us say no. But Peter said he'd not deny him. And what did he do?
Mm-hmm. That's what I started to say. It's hard to say till you're faced with the reality of something.
Right. So my heart tells me Jesus, when he came out of that tomb, looked like he did when he was put in the tomb. Only he was breathing, moving around among the people. That's a miracle.
Oh, yeah.
That's a miracle. And that's what Jesus' ministry was. 100% miracle.
Yep.
And like he said when he was, he came for peace, to reconcile us to the Father. Well, he succeeded in some of us. I can only pray that he would succeed in the rest.
Yep. That's all any of us can do.
Yeah. Even though somebody would be ugly to me, I think between my life that I grew up with and the TV series from fishes and loaves, or is it loaves and fishes? The way they portray Jesus and the followers. That is the way we all should want to be like.
Yep.
I mean, he laughs. The one who plays Jesus, he laughs, he smiles, he cracks jokes. I know Jesus did. You know what? I don't think there's a time that our Father or Jesus could hold a straight face if we were all laughing, having fun. They would be in there telling us some jokes to keep it happy, to keep it peaceful, you know? No,
I think so too.
You know, have you ever seen God laugh?
Well, no, I can't say I've seen him laugh, but I can say I felt like a lot of times I felt him laughing.
You know what? When you think you feel him laughing, close your eyes. You can see him.
Okay.
He has those belly laughs. Unbelievable. I mean, when you think of a child when they meet Santa Claus, Santa has this humongous belly laugh. Only our Father isn't got this big belly. Thank goodness. He has to have too much muscle to hold up too many things. And he could hurt himself. Even though he's not. You know, we don't know all that he can do.
No.
We just know he has his heart for us. And every single one of us, even when we don't know him or don't want to walk with him, he's still there watching us, taking care of us. And if we get into something we're not supposed to get into, he steps back and lets us face the consequences of our deed. And that helps those to be able to know, you know, in the afterlife, that's where I'm going. No thanks. You know? Have you heard of Dr. Jack Van Impe?
No, I don't know.
Look him up on YouTube. Dr. Jack Van Impe. This dude knows the Bible from in the beginning, God created, to the last amen in Revelation. He can tell you word for word, all the way through. And while he's preaching, go right straight, and he has no notes. Go right straight to whatever scripture he's talking about. You know?
Hey.
He has the entire Bible memorized from beginning to end and can tell you where anything is. He's the reason one time he did a sermon at a okay, like we just had. Like we just had with you know what I'm talking?
With Papa Rock and Shaky.
No, the
the Godfest.
Yes. It was a Godfest.
Revival.
Yes, revival. He was the minister at the revival. He did a teaching on coming war with Russia. In it, he had all of us close our eyes, and he said, "This is what we all heard when those Roman soldiers did what they did to Jesus." And he pounded. Can you hear this? He pounded on the podium, but it sounded like a hammer hitting the nail. And no cry of pain, but he had some making sounds like we would have heard at that cross.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and I'll tell you what, that got my heart. Jesus went through that quietly. He was quiet. He didn't holler and scream. He may have cried, but he told the Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. Right while they were doing it to him, Glenn.
Yep. Yep.
And you were hearing the sounds that Dr. Van Impe was making. You were hearing the sounds like you could picture it.
Yeah.
In your mind. And I cried. I gave my heart to the Lord and got slain in the spirit at the same time. I fell out on that floor, and it was in a Baptist church yet. I fell out on that floor, and Dr. Van Impe said, do not bother her. She's with God. Don't bother her. You're going to mess it up. I'll tell you what. I didn't want to leave. I did not want to leave the spirit behind. And I didn't. To me, I thought I was leaving him behind. But I didn't.
No.
You know, he just didn't let me know that he was hanging around. We don't always need to. Somebody said, if you're a spirit-filled Christian, you always know you will speak in tongues in public. No, you won't. If you follow the Bible, you won't. Because it states in the Bible, better to do it in prayer in private than in public, where all can see, because that's where your reward's going to be. Honey, I want my reward with God. I want my reward in heaven, because my reward is going to be the animals. I want just a little house. I don't want no mansion. I wonder if I made him understand that by now. Because the animals I'm going to be around, they're not going to need to be, in fancy houses. I don't even think they'll need shelters because, there's not supposed to be any rain. I don't know. It's just the way God has it all. But I know my reward is coming from the Father in what I have asked for. And as a matter of fact, each of us, what we ask the Father for, that's what he's going to give us. If you want to mention, watch out. Don't stand there. One's going to land on you.
Yeah.
Like the Wizard of Oz, Here comes the sun. Actually, they're winning. Because the house landed on the Wicked Witch. Some of these tales we can actually match to what God has said. These were tales that were taken from people who were Christians. You didn't mess with their family. You did not mess with their church.
That's why, used to people had respect for each other and what other people owns, but they don't no more.
I know that kind of upsets me.
Me too.
It really does.
When I was growing up, I was told, you have respect for other people, And if I didn't when I was a kid, I got showed a little bit of respect when I got home.
Was it a hickory stick or wood?
It's cord, and Daddy always used a belt. Mama liked to get them little green
switches?
Yeah, the little switches, the little like you said, the king hickory and the ones that still had the green in the tips of them,
Yeah, they sure stung, didn't they?
oh God, them things would burn. I mean, they'd burn for several days.
But you know, you knew where you stood. You tried your best to be a better child to your parents.
Yeah.
You respected them more. Your grandparents, well, your grandparents, you always did love and respect, you know.
Yeah.
But now,
Well, that was another thing. If I was at my grandparents and done something, and my grandma or grandpa one had to give me a whooping,
you
when I got
got
home, I'd at least get one more, if not two. Sometimes if Mama picked me up and brought me home, she'd give me a whooping, and Daddy come in and give me another too, because both of them had to give me a whooping.
Yeah.
But, you know, I deserved them. I didn't get none that I didn't deserve. I mean, they was a bunch I might have got a couple that I didn't feel like at the time that was really me that I didn't deserve, but they was enough that I deserved it anyway. So stuff that I did do that they didn't find out about.
You know, that's the way all of us kids are.
Yeah.
All kids.
Yeah. But the bad part anymore, most people won't admit up to it.
I know.
They look and said, well, I did do that and it wasn't right, you know.
But their parents even, their parents won't punish them. You know, I mean, they do something wrong and their parents turn around and buy them something. No. I didn't do that with my kids.
Now, it was one thing, if we done something wrong, it don't matter how bad we fussed about it or, you know, complained about it. As long as we was doing that, we wasn't getting nothing. Right. I mean, I had my vacation, summer vacation took away one time. Mom and Daddy had a vacation planned, and I showed my butt. And none of us got to go on vacation that week. So, you know. Yeah. I kind of learned, hey, when Mom and Daddy said enough's enough.
You looked for where the foot was going to drop.
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of learned pretty quick, you know, you got to learn, you know, how far you can go. Because once you get to that point, then you got to stop. Because if you cross over, you got to be ready for the consequence.
Exactly. And you know what's funny? Back then, we knew there was a consequence.
Oh, yeah. That's like my nephew, because, you know, they was coming up in the era where they're saying you wasn't allowed to give them a spanking and stuff like that. Yeah. Well, Mom, she was getting in pretty bad shape. Her health had declined a lot, but she was keeping them. Brother was at work. Sister-in-law, she worked third shift. She was at home in the bed. My nephew, he was showing his butt. I mean, he was having one of his moments. And I done told him a couple of times he didn't straighten up, I was going to tan his hide.
Did you get to?
The last time I told him that, he reared back and looked at me and he said, when you do, I'll call my mama and she'll have you arrested. I bent him across my knee, jerked his breeches down, bent him across my knee, and I spanked the naked butt. And picked the phone up and handed it to him. Said, now here, you call her.
I would have told him, can I dial the number for you?
He was just standing there looking at me, wasn't saying a word, wasn't taking the phone. So I started dialing the number, and he started squalling and took off and hid.
In other words, Mama was going to get after him good.
Oh.
That's the way it should be with kids and their parents.
Yep. I know my cousin, he got to being real bad. Which my uncle, he was on up older when he got married and a kid come along and stuff. And he was doing the same thing. And my uncle and his wife was having a problem anyway. They brought the kid over there to Mom and Daddy. And that was after Daddy'd had the accident too. And like I said, Mama's health had declined a lot. I was out there working on the car, and I heard him in there stomping and a raising cane in the house. And I kept trying to work on the car, and finally I had all I could handle. I walked into Mom and Daddy's, and I told him, I was standing there, I had a big screwdriver in my hand. And I'm standing there holding it, pointing the butt of the screwdriver at him, telling him, boy, if you don't straighten up, I'm going to take you out back here and show you what they used to do to kids for acting like this. I said, I'm going to take you out there and tan your hide. Well, he sat down and shut up. Well, the next day, my uncle called and wanted to know with Mom and Daddy why I was threatening him with a screwdriver. I said, do what? Because Mama was on the phone telling him, said he didn't threaten him with a screwdriver. Said he had a screwdriver in his hand, but said he didn't threaten him. He was just standing there shaking that screwdriver, telling him, so if you don't sit down there and be quiet, said, I'm going to take you out back and tan your hide like a 2-year-old. That's what I told him. I said, I'm going to tan your hide like a 2-year-old. I'm going to jerk your britches down and tan it on the naked butt.
You cannot tan a hide with a screwdriver. But
nope.
You can a belt or a switch.
Uh-huh. But they had made the remark that the social worker would probably be getting in touch with me. So I took Mama saying that, you know, something there, and I forget now how Mama said it, but anyway, I knew what she was saying. I told her, I said, hand me the phone. And I told him, I said, listen, I did not threaten him with a screwdriver. I said, but I know now if he shows his butt again up here, not to throw, or to go ahead and throw my tools down. Because the next time he does it, there ain't going to be no warning. I said, I'm going to walk in the house, jerk his britches down, and bust his butt and set him in the corner. What y'all should have done years ago.
Yep.
My uncle got real quiet and wouldn't say another word. And I said, and if you want to call the social worker and tell them, go right ahead and give them the phone number and tell them my name and tell them to call me and ask me, and I'll tell her too. And I'll tell her if she's here and he's doing that, I'll do it in front of her.
Yeah.
And my cousin never showed his butt in front of Mom and Daddy again that I know of.
Yep.
And I can, he's grown now and everything, but I can see him out anywhere. And first thing he does, run up and grab me and hug my neck and say, hello, cuz.
Now, you did something good for that boy.
Yep.
Because if you didn't, he wouldn't be hugging your neck.
Yeah. Well, it's like the wife's little brother. She's like 12-year-old older than he is. And after we got married, he wanted to move in with us. So we all agreed that he could. And then he got up there in his teen years, you know, and he got to where he was wanting to get a little rambunctious about things. He wasn't never that bad, but, you know, he did start getting a streak there of stuff that me and him didn't agree on. And I set my foot down, and he didn't like it, so he was ready to move out and everything. But now he'll call me. Him and his sisters fuss all the time, or the wife and her sister both fuss all the time because he always calls me instead of them. Most times he's got a problem, he calls me.
Yeah.
I mean,
because he knows that Uncle Glenn ain't going to take him wrong.
Yeah. Well, this is my little brother-in-law, the one that calls me all the time. But, I mean, he'll call me a lot of times before he will his mom or daddy on certain things. Yeah. But, like I said, we raised him from, you know, I think he moved in with us at the 5th or 6th grade in school.
Mm-hmm.
And lived with us plumb on through high school. So we had him in the years that he remembers the most.
Yeah.
And I was one that most time set their foot down more than any of the rest of them.
Well, especially if you're the man of the house, you got to have some rule, some order, not rule. You got to have some order in the house. You got to have some God order in the house. And you got a wife who stands right beside you, no matter what you say. And what's even great is you stand beside her no matter what she says. I mean, you might disagree with her, but you know what?
Who don't at times disagree with things?
Exactly.
We all got their own opinion.
Right. It's a good thing that we do. Everybody's got a
Yeah.
nose. You know? But
Yeah.
I mean, how am I trying to say it? You know, it's okay to agree to disagree.
Yep.
It's when you get into those battles that it isn't good. You know, and Jesus didn't come for us to have battles. He came to give us peace more abundantly. I don't know. Maybe I'm silly.
Well, I got to say now, people that really knew me will tell you years ago, my opinions I was firm on. I mean, really firm on. I didn't tell other people they had to agree with my opinion. And I mean, I'm still that way. I'll tell you in a heartbeat, this is my opinion. You have your opinion. You know, that don't mean that we can't go on and not worry about this subject and still be friends, you know.
Right.
But back
Or
in the day.
Sometimes you can negotiate.
Yep.
And it's better to negotiate.
Yeah.
And hang on to the other thing.
Yep.
Because that way, that's how you get to learn how the other one is and learn what yourself is all about, even as you negotiate something you want.
Yeah.
I don't know. I keep saying, Father, I want. And he says, in due time. Yeah. Somebody said there's never a maybe with God. Want to bet? When you say that you put in a petition prayer, and I mean, he doesn't always say yes, he doesn't always say no, but he doesn't always give one or the other at the same time. He puts in the word maybe. So yes, with God, there is always a maybe.
Mm-hmm.
If it's no or yes, it's always a maybe. Most of the time, if it's a no, it's a maybe.
Mm-hmm.
It depends. It depends on us.
Yeah.
If
Well, another thing too. I mean, even if he's going to let you get, have whatever, it don't mean it's going to be on your time. You might think you really need it right now, but he may know that no, you need it next year. You're gonna need it next year worse than you do right now.
Or he may be saying, maybe 5 years down the road.
Yeah.
Oh, when I give that to you, it's going to be better built than what it is now.
Yeah.
I mean, in other words, we get the best if we have that patience and wait on him and learn maybe, because we don't always end up getting just exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not very often, but there are times that we don't, and we get something different. And that's where the maybe came in, because he was waiting for something better for us.
Yeah. Well, it's like, oh crap, my head's going to go wild with me here, but I done lost it, Pepper.
It's all right.
I'm sorry.
You'll
I
get
don't
it
have
back.
moments anymore. I start to say something and it just goes. And now I don't have no clue what it was I was going to say.
Wait till Papa Rock's chat. What do you think will happen right in the middle of the chat?
It'll probably dang on me. Yeah. Hey, men and old ladies like that a lot anymore. We was talking one day about something. I forget now what it was. But we was both sitting there trying to remember something. And it was like 2 or 3 days later. We was going to town for something. And I'm sitting there and I looked at her and told her. And she said, "What are you talking about?" I said, "Well, we was talking the other day and everyone else could remember." She said, "Oh, yeah."
And you know what's cool when you're in a relationship? You don't have to be husband and wife. You don't have to be brother and brother. You don't have to be sister and sister. You know, it's just friends.
Yeah.
I mean, friends can have a brother-sister, sister-sister, brother-brother relationship and know how to finish the other one's sentence.
Oh, yeah. Well,
I'm happy when somebody finishes my sentence.
Well, see, with me, my brother, he's like 7.5 years older than me. My sister's 4 years older than me. So, you know, that was just enough time in between each one of us that we was kind of, we didn't really grow up as friends because my brother had his friends. He was old enough to start going out and everything. And so he had his friends, so he wasn't around that much. My sister was a girl, so, you know, that was different. But she had her friends too. And then
I hope so.
I didn't have nobody, you know, seemed like.
Ah, yeah, you did. You just didn't know it.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
that's something that's strange. You know, there are friends that we have that we don't know are friends, and we'll be saying something one way, and they turn around, oh, yeah, that's the way. Remember what we over here? And you look at them, they remember that. Wow.
Yeah.
Only friends do that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when I was growing up, that was what I was saying. That was what more the way I felt, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I just, you know, growing up, I just didn't feel like too many people liked me. I mean, in school, kids in school, you know.
When I was growing up, I was pretty positive that nobody liked me. I mean, when you're a kid that walks in the classroom with bruises and that, and the people in the other classmates in there think you just doing that to get attention, you know. No. That's just the way it worked out. So you learn how to be a clown with all those bruises. Nobody still likes you.
Yeah.
And it didn't matter to me. I still could make a joke out of a bad situation. And for a child, being abused about as bad as they can get next to dying. You know?
Yeah. Well, see, I mean, I got to admit, I had a wonderful mom and dad. Well, I still got my dad, but, you know, I lost my mom in 2009. But I was, you know, was perfect? No. But they was, you know, they was probably what I needed. And, I mean, now I couldn't imagine growing up under any other parents. But now when I was a kid, I'd have traded them in a heartbeat.
That's the way most kids are.
Yeah.
But when you get in front of them, push comes to shove, guess what? They don't want to trade them.
No.
If they were given the chance to trade this mama or this daddy to somebody else, they wouldn't trade.
Well, now a lot of kids would when they were young.
Maybe 5 or 6.
Well, I don't know. When I was growing up, there was probably a bunch of us that would have. But, you know, we probably just didn't realize, you know.
You had it good.
Yeah, we had it good probably because there was a lot of them out there that was in a whole lot worse than what we were. I mean, growing up, I felt like, you know, how poor I was and all of this stuff, you know, and mom and daddy both working hard. And that's like I told some of them later on, daddy gets mad at me when he hears me tell anybody this. I said, you know, I really feel proud because they already had my big brother and I already had my big sister. And then here I come along. They done had perfect family, done had one of each. I don't know why they put up with the crap that I put them through. They could have just tossed me away like they do anymore and not think nothing else about it. I said, but they put up with my crap. So, yeah. But Daddy gets mad at me for saying that. Now, you don't need to tell people that. I said, well, it's the truth, Daddy. Yeah. But he don't look at it as what I'm saying. I'm giving them praise for what they put up with.
Right.
I mean,
at his age, he doesn't quite grasp that kind of understanding.
Uh-huh.
You know, because when he was growing up, I don't think he ever felt that way. Because when he was growing up, it was different than when you were growing up.
Yeah, but now Grandpa, Grandpa was he was something else. From my understanding, now Grandpa, he had a mean streak in him. From what everybody said, even when he was older, I don't know, I was probably 11, 12 years old, and then I was picking with him out there one day, and he used to be a boxer. And he asked me, he said, have you ever had a short jab? And I said, no. And he jabbed me in my chest and took my breath away. And I mean, he didn't have his fist 2 inches away from my chest when he jabbed me. And he knocked the breath out of me. And stood there and laughed at me, and me couldn't breathe.
Yeah.
But
a boxer can do that. I mean,
yeah. Well, he was a professional boxer. He was a professional baseball player.
What team?
Oh, God, I forget now. I used to know that, but I cannot remember it now.
Well, you'll find out. And
Yeah, I think it's wrote down Summers, but I can't keep up with it. I know he worked on the railroad. He got in trouble. You know, he done a little all of it.
Well, you know, life back then wasn't quite as stable as it's supposed to be now. But, you know, life now is the same way as it was then. Only thing is it's too much technology, and the people don't know how to handle it. They don't know they don't know how to take it or leave it.
Yeah. That's what somebody was talking here a while back, talking about all these people talking about prepping, that you need to do this and you need to do that, you know. And I said, well, it ain't going to really matter. I said, because if you stop and think about it, there's too many people that is addicted, highly addicted to electricity, television, and the internet and their cell phones. That's the first 4 things that's going to go.
Yeah. Can you imagine?
Yeah,
go ahead.
If they turn all 4 of them off, the young society that's out there today, they'll probably go into a complete frenzy, and they ain't going to be nothing much left when they get done.
No. You know, the Tower of Babel was destroyed because of they actually had some technology. You know, mankind today don't realize they were far more advanced, and God decided they were not ready. Can you imagine if this was like, well, it's part of the thing in the Bible says the Tower of Babel. Hello, we got we almost have the Tower of Babel. You know, I mean, there's so many languages out there. We're all babbling.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, the electricity, you know, to me, what would bother me about electricity would be, you know, my refrigerators and freezers. That would be the worstest thing with me with electricity. The rest I could handle without electricity.
Did you know solar is not that hard to have?
No, I got some solar.
Yeah, so you won't, you know, you won't be devastated.
No, but the hardest part for me anymore, and the internet used to, didn't bother me much, but since I started this YouTube channel, all the people I've met on here and got to know, now that's going to be the hardest part for me, because, you know, I ain't going to be able to be in touch with all y'all.
Well, just make a trip. You know what? That is really the best thing to do, because you're in touch with the people.
Yeah.
What did Jesus do in his life? He didn't have the internet. He didn't have a cell phone, but yet the miles that he went.
Yeah, and walked them, because there wasn't no cars and planes and stuff like that to get nowhere quick in. You had to walk it. Yeah, you get to ride on a donkey or a horse some, but you know.
Only time he was on that donkey was into Jerusalem on Palm Sunday.
Mm.
You know, it wasn't Palm Sunday then. It became Palm Sunday because of all the Israelites throwing them palms down as he went over them. You know, he did some amazing things considering the kind of technology mankind had back then.
Yep.
They didn't have any. He had it all.
Yeah.
And he showed it to us.
Yeah.
You know?
But you know, back when I was a kid, that was one of the things I missed the most about being a kid. You know, we was pretty lucky. We got a phone put in the house. I was probably 10. Well, no, it was before that. I was probably about 8 or 9 years old when they got the phone put in the house. But, you know, people just didn't really call people much.
No.
I mean, most times your phone rung, you know it was some kind of emergency.
Yeah.
Somebody needed your help or something, you know.
Exactly.
Hey, how are you, you know, or this or that, you know, unless you were sick, then there would be a call and checking on you, you know.
Yeah.
But you'd load up on the weekend. You'd go to the grandmas or aunts and uncles. You know, you went somewhere to go visit.
And if they didn't have a car, back then most didn't have a car, there was the horse and buggy.
Well, now, when we all, you know, the horse and buggy, I would have loved to have done it on the horse and buggy, but we always had the cars with on account of my age, you know. But I remember a lot of times, you know, they was one of my daddy's middle sister had 5 kids. So a lot of times there would be mom and daddy and us 3 youngins, and we'd go by and pick him up. And daddy had an old 55 Ford pickup, and we'd all be in that pickup going summers.
Well, you know, I know of a lot of families that they're your age. How old are you?
I'll be turning 60 in about 2 weeks.
Yeah, I know quite a few families that are your age or a little bit younger. When they went to grandma and grandpa's, they were on a horse and buggy.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, there was still enough country they could do that.
Yeah. Well, I was raised in the country, but where we was at, it was always mainly farmland and stuff like that. Now, I can remember before I started to school, Mom and Grandma worked for the people, neighbors out there, some on of the mornings, or, you know, during the day, they had some tobacco land. And they had this big old mule. Well, they had 2 mules, but one of them they used in the field. That mule's job was pulling the sleds through the tobacco rows. The other mule's job was to go to the barn and back to the field. And it didn't matter what field they was in that day, they took the mule out the first trip to that field, unhooked it, hooked it to a sled, drove it back, throwed the lines up on the range, and hooked it back to another sled, and that mule would go back and forth to that field the rest of the day till they stopped him.
On his own.
On his own.
Yep.
They would pick me up and set me in that tobacco sled. I would ride to the field. I mean, I wasn't old enough to go to school.
Yeah.
I just barely can remember it. When I got down there, the ones that was down there would unhook that mule, hook it to a loaded sled, set me back up on top of the tobacco in the loaded sled, and I'd ride back. And that's pretty much what I'd do about all day long.
And you didn't even have to handle the reins.
Oh,
the mule did it all by himself.
I would have got him lost if they'd have handed me the reins, probably. I mean, I was a little going down there. I couldn't see out of the sled, the boards on the end.
But he was
see the mule.
He was a good babysitter.
Oh yeah. And you know, back in they used the burlap sacks on each side of the sled.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you know, I was in there. I couldn't, I mean, yeah, I could have probably pushed out the crack, you know, but, and at that age, you already, you know, your parents have done told you, hey, if you fall out, you're going to get skinned up. Nobody's going to be there.
Yep.
You're going to have to jump up and run down the sled and try to crawl back in because the mule ain't going to stop and wait on you, you know.
Yep. That's about it.
Yeah. I mean, you know, you knew when they give you that much of responsibility on your own at that age.
Yep.
You know, you knew that they already taught you what you can and can't do, you know.
At that age, you don't want to get lost.
No. And I mean, like I said, I remember sitting up in that tobacco. I think I had flipped the corner of the burlap sack over or something there over the corner of the sled and set me up there on the burlap sack. Because, you know, back then they was particular with their tobacco.
Oh, yeah.
They were like today and job it full of holes.
Yeah, they were still particular in the early 80s when I was in the field. I worked horses early in the morning, thoroughbred horses, and went out to the field for a few hours. Then I had to go back in to take care of the horses at night.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, I handled one colt. Well, he became a full-fledged gelding when he turned 4. He did not win his maiden until he was 4 years old. And I saw that tape of his run. Honey, I never saw a horse run so fast sideways up the track. He ran sideways. It was so funny.
Yeah.
But his career was cut short because what he did, I wasn't there for that race, and I was supposed to be. I was his handler. And what he did on the way home, he started acting a fool, got himself cut up real bad, and had to stay back in Turfway. I was in Lexington with the trainer's horse. She was a filly, her first heat, and she was not doing so happy. So because I was her human, I had to stay back with her. I missed the race. That's why they gave me a tape of his race. I'm going, he's sideways. Because they had the camera dead on him, you know? And you could tell he was sideways. I'm going, how'd he win? And he was the smallest of the horses.
Yeah.
And he still won.
I know I raised a colt out here when we was messing with horses. And I sold him to my neighbor out here. And I forget what all he had done with that horse. But they talked like he was like one of them 1 in a million horses. He had won so many points of this and that on that horse. I mean, really, I don't think it was nothing the little horse couldn't do. And he was a small horse, a little stallion. But something happened to his legs and cut his career short. And the vets tried to talk him into putting him down. He said, I can't do it. He said that horse has got a place in the pasture. Well, he brought him back home, left him in the pasture a while, and somebody was up there and had some kids. And they was out there playing with that horse and everything. And they asked him, said, because they knew he had some expensive horses.
Yeah.
They asked him, said, is that one of them expensive horses? And he said, that should have been the most expensive horse I have. And I said, well, so there ain't no use talking to you about him then. Said, because he took up with the kids and the kids took up with him. Said, thought maybe if it was cheaper, we might try to talk you out of it. And he said, well, you might be able to. He told him, you know, the story about the horse, what was going on. Said he can't perform no more and everything. Said he told him, said the horse does not really need to be rode. by by grown-ups. Said now the little kids said you could probably ride them around on it some. Said but when they get bigger, said that horse does not need to be trying to ride them. And they told him, said, well, we won't have to worry about that. And he said, load him up and take him home with you. And they said that horse stayed there in that pasture with them kids till he laid down, I reckon.
That's beautiful.
Yep.
A favorite horse. And to think you started with him.
Well, now, I bought him. I bought 2 studs. Well, I bought a stud and a filly. I keep thinking they was brother and sister, but I can't remember on that. And that other little stud from a guy, bought all 3 of them from him the same day. And that little stud, he worried me more. He just didn't act like he was mentally capable of the stud. I mean, I raised him up, and me and my brother was working him, getting them ready to start breaking them. We done had them where we could put the bridle and the saddle on them, and we was running them on lunner lines and stuff, but we just hadn't put no weight on their backs because, they're just getting ready to turn 2-year-old, but, we working them up. I think they was 4 months old when I bought them or something like that. But he just,
They just got off mama.
Yeah. But he just didn't act like he was learning like the other 2 was.
Surprised you, didn't he?
Yeah, it turned out he was, because that guy bought, when I sold that, I sold him all 3 of them together too as a package. And, oh, is it pouring? Oh, God, I left the lawnmower out. Oh, Lordy, we're getting a storm. It's pouring now.
All right, you got to get off.
The lawnmower sitting outside.
You got to get off.
All righty.
Thank you.
Thank you, Pepper. You have a good one. You too.
Love you,
April.
I started to say it, but my tongue got all tied.
I seen that. All righty, Pepper. You have a good one. We'll see here in a little bit at some of the rest of them, probably.
Yep.
All right. Bye.
Bye. Love y'all.